Hi, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Crystal Fry. It is my absolute pleasure to have you all here with me this evening. Tonight, we are going to talk about the delays along the way. A very interesting topic indeed. So as you are coming in tonight, please say hello so that I can say hello back to you. If you are watching me in the replay, make sure that you use the hashtag replay and tell me where you're watching from tonight. So we're going to jump into tonight's topic, the delays along the way. And what brought this up for me was actually, as is most of my topics, a delay. Okay, a delay. It's not mine, but it made me start thinking about some of my own. As many of you may know, my older son is currently away at boot camp for the Marine Corps, and he's had some delays in his path. He's had some delays in getting there. He's had some delays now that he's there. And that really kind of got me thinking about, we all experience different delays in our path to wherever we are going. Whether it's our career path, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in some goal that we're trying to obtain, we oftentimes will experience delays. And so I started thinking about that a little bit more because I actually had a recent conversation with someone who was kind of going back and forth on a lot of different things. And it brought about this question for me. And I had a phone call earlier today, actually, where this whole thought of delay and what is in that delay? Why do we experience those delays? And what can we learn from them? What can we do with them? So one of the things that I want you to remember, if you happen to be experiencing a delay in your life, if you happen to be experiencing a place where you are trying to get somewhere, but it just feels like you can't get there, right? You keep going, but something always seems to come up in the way. Why? Well, one of the things is it's possible we may be moving a little bit faster than we are intended to. Okay. Sometimes that delay comes because we need the time to think. We need a purposeful pause to consider what it is that we're doing, to consider if what it is that we want is indeed still what we want. And as I was reflecting on this, that really oftentimes is where that delay has come in my own life. That delay has come when I've needed to take another minute to think about what it is that I'm doing, whether it's a goal, no matter what it is. This is applicable all over the place in your life. That delay serves a purpose. But most of the time when we are experiencing it, it just feels like frustration. It just feels like frustration because we want to be somewhere. We want to do something and we're stuck. We're stopped. We're not making the progress that we want to make, or we're doing all the things and we're not seeing the outcome that we want to see. That delay has purpose. For me personally, that delay has often come at times when I needed to learn something else additional. I had very clear vision on where I wanted to go. I had very clear understanding of what it is that I wanted to do. And I thought that I was ready to be there. However, there's a missing piece, right? You have all of this and you have all of that, but there was this missing piece right there in the middle. There was something else that I needed on that path in order for me to be and to achieve that thing that I wanted to be or achieve. So, my friends, if you are in that place in your life right now where you are experiencing a delay, the topic of tonight's show is the delays along the way. What do you do with them? First, try, and I'm going to say try because, again, I know how incredibly frustrated it is to be putting in so much effort and not seeing the fruits of that labor. I know how frustrating that is. Like I feel that on such a deep level. But here's the deal, that delay has purpose. And so if you find yourself in that delay, I want you to be purposeful with that pause, whatever it is, whether you're transitioning into a different part of your life, whether you are transitioning into maybe a new job, whether you are considering buying a new home, whether you are trying to launch your business, whether you are trying to write a book, no matter what you are doing right now, if you are experiencing a delay in getting the outcome that you want, there is purpose behind it. It's up to us to be mindful enough, to be aware enough that there's something we need to do in that time. Perhaps it is a lesson that needs to be learned. Perhaps there is knowledge that needs to come in that is going to even better prepare you to propel forward. Be patient with that pause. Be patient in knowing that as long as you are doing the things that you need to be doing, you're going to get to where you want to go. It might not be moving as fast as you want it to be, and that's okay. There's purpose behind that. One of the things that I have this, I'm looking at it over here in my office. I have this thing up on my piece of paper that has some words printed on it, right? It's live by principles, not by feelings. One of the things in there, and this comes from the book Chop Wood, Carry Water. And one of the principles in there is no matter what your circumstances are, chop wood, carry water. And the whole premise behind that is you need to do the things that you need to do. The story is about, it's actually quite a good book. And it's personal to me because I practice martial arts and it has a martial arts theme to it. But the whole purpose behind it is to learn the lesson, multiple lessons, but to learn that lesson of keep going. Continue to do the things that you need to do, even when it doesn't look like you're making a lot of progress. Again, that delay, it's there for a reason. It's there for a purpose. So try not to get frustrated with it. Continue doing what it is that you need to do, but also be very purposeful with that pause. Take some time to listen. Take some time to be still and actually give yourself that space to reevaluate. Now, I do not mean, oh, this isn't working, so let me do this. Nope, this isn't working, so let me do this. Nope, this isn't working, so let me do this. You ever see like a serial entrepreneur because they can't quite figure out how to make the one thing work, so they jump to another, and then they jump to another, and then they jump to another? They never give it the time that is necessary for it to work. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are starting a business, it takes time. When you are writing a book, a meaningful book, it takes time. When you are building a relationship, it takes time. When you are trying to climb the corporate ladder, when you are trying to get promoted, it takes time. But see, we want to rush it because we can see it, right? Oh my gosh, I can see it. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. But I can't grab it yet because I'm actually not close enough. There are more things that need to come on that path. So do not be discouraged by the delays along the way. Do not be discouraged by the delays along the way. Look for what it is that you can learn from them. Look for what it is that you can use to grow and push you forward. Look for the purpose in that pause and make that pause purposeful. Make sure that you're taking the time to understand what it is that you want. Because that's another thing that I have found is that sometimes that delay shows up when I have been moving in a direction that I really wanted to go in, but you guys, things change in our lives, right? Priorities change, interests change, things that we want to do change, things change in our lives. And so I have experienced delay when I've been going down a path and then there's been a delay, and it's allowed me to have the space, to have the time to think and to consider the question, is this still what I want? And sometimes the answer is yes. And so it's just a matter of recalibrating. It's just a matter of continuing. It's just a matter of persevering. But sometimes the answer has been no. No, actually, I don't want to. This is not what I want anymore. And so that pause, that delay has allowed me the space to recognize that and to shift gears and to shift into, having that more thoughtful conversation about, okay, well, this is no longer what I want. So what do I want? So that I can then shift my focus and then move in the direction that is what I want. So my friends, I'm not going to be on too much longer. I really just, again, like this struck me today, the delays along the way. And sometimes those delays seem like such a difficult thing to deal with. Sometimes they really feel frustrating. Sometimes they really feel frustrating. Sometimes we can feel hurt, we can feel angry, we can feel a lot of different emotions when we experience those delays in our lives. But one thing that I have found, and that is what I want to share with you tonight, if you don't take anything else away from, if you don't take anything else away from my ramblings tonight, the one thing that I want for you to take away tonight is that the delay has a purpose. And be purposeful in that pause. Make use out of it. If you're at a roadblock, I used to get very, very frustrated. This is a little side note. I used to get very, very frustrated in traffic. Very frustrated in traffic. I do not live in places like Atlanta or New York City or California, places where the traffic is like uber super heavy, because that is not for me. That is not for me. I do not have the temperament for delays in traffic. So what I have found is that I was able to shift my mindset while I was in delayed traffic. You ever get stuck at a train? Oh my gosh. I would always get stuck at them when I was in a hurry, right? That's just the way it works. But I found a way to use that time to be purposeful in that pause. Instead of being angry, instead of being frustrated, instead of yelling and screaming at a train that's not going to move any faster, no matter how many times I honk my horn, I realized that was not productive for me. That didn't do anything but shoot my blood pressure up. Instead, I'm going to be sitting here anyway. Why not make it purposeful? Why not make it meaningful? Why not make it mean something? So that's what I want to leave you with tonight. There is purpose in the pause. Make it purposeful. And the delay is usually not deadly. So just be mindful of that. The delays along the way oftentimes are there for a specific reason, to point us in a different direction, or to give us the space to reevaluate and make sure that we are moving in the direction that we want to move in. So that is what I will leave you with tonight as I close. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, for joining me tonight, whether you were watching live or whether you are watching in the replay tonight. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all again very soon. Have a great night.